Hello, my name is Allie, and I'm just pissed off. Just woke up angry, in a mood, and I can't shake it. Um, Hi, this is a pick-a-card tarot reading, blah blah blah. But back to my anger, because it's about me. Um, yeah, just in a mood, and then I recognized, I labeled, I tried to let go. I tried to have a talk with a loved one to let my emotions out. Then I did a little tarot to set my head right. And I went for my little walkie walk and listened to like my little Rosology. She always gets my head right. And I'm like, no, I'm still heated up. And on my walk, I went, use it. This isn't for you. You were channeling it to, you need to channel your anger, and you were channeling. And I did a reading yesterday or sometime. I have no sense of time. Hi, take advice from me. I have no sense of time. That hit Aquarius vibes. I was feeling my weirdness, my like, woo, my freak flag. And then today I was like, anger, Aries. And why don't I hit each sign with the mood I'm in? And today was Aries. And I can rock with Aries because you can use this for your good. It doesn't mean I'm pissed off and I'm going to do something stupid. It's like, I'm pissed off. Let me dig. Let me figure this out and use that fire energy for something. And my for something is for you. And I think that's why I'm in this space and I want to get it out because I don't like anger. I don't. I'm good at it, but I don't like it. It's not where I'm at my best. So I think all of this in me is for you. Maybe it's not about me. Maybe it's about you. Yeah, oh, that just chilled me out. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not about me, it's about you. Ugh. 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 So there's that. I'm just hot. All right. Let's get this show on the road. 3 pile. I am going to be coming at you. So I hope you are in a good place and don't take this personal. This is just, I'm an aggressive person when I'm in a good mood. So I am just, but I'm going to use it. I don't know why I have all this preface stuff because I'm out of my element in this and I'm figuring it out with you as we go along. So 3 piles. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. You get an annoying sound effect because that's where I'm at. Ah! I felt good. All right, we're going villains. It's my pile 1. We might change it, we might not. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right. So basically, if my ramble didn't get you there, why are you angry? What's it all about? What are we going to do about it? Because I need to know. I am probably one of these piles. Let me figure it out. That's what tarot is for. We go to tarot with pain. We go to tarot for what the F? What the F? What the F? So what the F? Pile 1. Let's get into it. Let's go right in. Ugh. I'm hot. I'm starting to calm with you, pile though 1. That's not what's supposed to happen. But that what that's telling me is like you're comfortable with anger. You've been around a lot of anger. You come from chaos. Same. I think that's why I'm uncomfortable with it though, right? I came from a real chaotic family. All sides, all beings, the common thread, pissed off and angry. Um, it took me a real long time until I was out and about and on my own to be like, oh, that's not how the rest of the world works. You don't pop off. That's a thing my family does. That's not a thing everyone does. That's not a good response to everything. So I really dove into that. And for me, I became an EMT because I was like, I need the chaos, but I don't need the anger. So I sublimated. I think that's what your anger needs to be done, like redirected. Sometimes you can't dial that down. My fundamental years were like screaming, hollering, popping off, fights, blah, 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 chaos, right? It's in my bones. My brain developed while all that was going on. I can't do a goddamn thing about that. But what I can do is go, I'm going to use it for good. And if my comfort is chaos, and what I'm real good at from growing up with that is I can't be rocked. Like, nah, I'm thinking like military boot camp, first responder, like I'm going to use it. And how can I help the most amount of people with me being comfortable in chaos? I'm going to be an EMT. I'm going to be a psychiatric nurse. I'm going to work in an emergency room. I really went, this rocks most people. I'm unfortunately good at this. So when all this craziness is going on and people are running around with the chicken with their head cut off, I'm like, ooh, okay, this is what we're going to do. And I become calmer in chaos. And I think that's where we went down this road, because I feel like you're vibing with that. You have some parallel to that. And it's about finding the thing where you can put that energy in. You know, I can listen to Godsmack and go work out. I can go on the ambulance. I can go in the emergency room. I can go. I think there's good chaos and there's bad chaos. Can I be of service in chaos, or am I going to be torn down by it? I'm getting like scales. Like the Libra is coming in and going, all right, like if we cannot, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be redirected. So use that. Instead of suppressing the anger, use it. And by helping people, by seeing people in their worst moments and being able to provide them at minimum comfort, but hopefully some healing, it helped me. It chilled me out. And I think that's where you're at. Woo! All right, let's tell this story. Two of Wands and Death. Yup. The story I just got is hitting with the Two of Wands, especially this with the light and the red and the blue coming together, crossing over. I think the red is that chaos energy, that anger, that fire, that Aries. And I think that blue is like water signs, nurturing, that Libra, that like, all right, it's here. We're not getting rid of it, but we can redirect it. And Hades is just a tricky mofo coming from the depths. I feel like this is the origin. It's pulling you down. We don't want none of this. We want more of this. This is like, it's allowing that anger to suck you down. To then, I always kind of thought of like, this is how I grew up. Do I want to pass this on to my chosen family when I get married, when I have kids? I don't want to add to that. I am not going to create a new version of my chaos. For me, it was so important before all that was established to get this right, so I didn't pass that on. Because I really feel like it's nurture, not nature. I really sometimes it is like we get what we get with nature. We get what we get and we don't get upset. We have to work with what we're giving. But we can nurture ourselves and we can nurture others. And that's when I felt empowered. That's when I'm like, oh, I have a choice. And this Two of Wands, Two of Swords is more the choice, but I'm getting decisions, baby. Like, what you want to do with this anger? Do you want to let it suck you in, or do you want to do good with it? Because it's there. It's like a flame. It's burning. Let's do it for something good. This Five of Coins wants to come out. I don't want him, but he's there. I guess that brings King of Coins. Okay. King of Coins is energy of the deck. That makes sense because I don't want this. I saw this at the bottom of the deck when we started. I just rejected it. But I think for you, the challenge is acceptance. Like, this is not the greatest card when we think of good and bad. There is no good and bad in tarot. It's all for your higher growth. So the bad needs to be brought to the surface sometimes. We don't want it. I didn't want this. You don't want this. But it's there. But then that King of Coins is like ascend, right? It goes in order for a reason. Ace through 10, then we get page, then we get knight, then we get queen, then we get king. There is a specific order to the tarot for a reason. And when we go up, we ascend. So I feel like these are choices. This is what's going on. This is the energy of the deck, which to me is always one of the most powerful cards because these are individual things. They are by themselves. Energy of the deck sits on all of this. There is a power in this. If you shift your energy, you get this. And I'm getting career. I was talking about being an EMT, being a nurse. Like, I'm getting career. So maybe that's the source of it for you. Yeah. I just saw the trailer of this movie, and it's about misogyny, and it's this actress I love, and I can't think of her name, but this dude is just living his life, being the dude, and living in that world where he does well with it, hits his head, and the world goes upside down where women are in power. And the absurdity of what that would look like to point out the absurdity of how it currently is. And really, when you see the opposite and the ridiculousness of it, you're like, yeah, it really emphasizes how it really is. So I'm thinking someone's diminishing you at work, and that's where that anger, some boss or some person taking your shine at work, or pulling something. I'm looking at Hades when I'm saying this. Like, someone at work is like stealing your ideas, getting credit for your stuff. Like, oh, a flood of stuff is coming in. Just you were being undervalued in a place where your value should be shining. We can go down the Five of Coins with that. But we can be smart. Unfortunately, being the weaker sex as females, we are required to be smarter. It levels the playing field. It sucks that we have to give more to be at a baseline, but it's where we're at. Welcome to the real world. It pisses me off too. I'm a minority, I'm mixed, I'm female, I came from poverty. All that sucked in the world that we're at today. And I can get angry about it, or I can do what I need to do. Just because I have to work harder to be at the level playing field, okay. I'm going to let that go and just live in reality. But there are realities that we can get angry about and are unfair and unjust. And again, I'm getting pulled into the depths, pulled into the underworld. Like, Persephone didn't have a choice. She got pulled under. But what'd she do? She ascended. She's like, yo, it's spring again. I'm here. What you got? I'm gonna bring in life. I might have to deal with this BS I was born into, with my dad, with this dude, with my mom, with all the nonsense, came from chaos, lived in chaos. Like, I'm going to rule the underworld when I'm in it. And then I'm going to ascend in spring and kick the crap out of that for all the people. Y'all would die without me. Hi, what's up? And I don't get a ton of credit. That's what I'm feeling for you. So the advice I'm getting is, yeah, it sucks. I don't know how to fix that world, but I do know how to live in it. And you got to be smarter about it. You have to, I'm not talking tricky. We don't need to be the person persecuted, come to power, and then do the persecution. I think a lot of people do that. We're not doing that. I'm not talking about being tricky. I'm not talking about getting back at people. I want to be incredibly clear. When I say be smart about it, it's you're still a good person. Even if somebody is putting BS on you, you don't give that back. You ascend. When they go low, we go high. And it sucks because you want to go low. I'm with you. I want to roll around in the mud too and fight and yell. It gets me nothing. It gets me nothing. Even in the small, if it's like, oh, I'm tricky at work and I can do this and boo, 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 and pull these strings and do it, you feel like a smart person. Like, I'm sure you're capable. No, babe, you got to do it the right way. It's slower. It sucks. It's harder. It's the road less traveled, but for a reason. So it comes, this is in the center of the reading. It just keeps coming back. Choose who you want to be honorable in yourself, realize that you're pissed off and valid, but there is a reality about the situation. If you settle, if you subtract when you're out of that environment, get to a peaceful place. For me, that is hiking in nature where I can't see a road. I can't hear anything but birds. I need that. I need to get away from it all to just have peace. Like, I was angry today. I took a walk down by the water and it was like, boom, babe, this is what you do with it. This is how you redirect that energy. Because I could have just been pissed. I wanted to go order a big old sub that wasn't good for me and sit and watch trash TV and put a blanket over my head and not see the world. But I'm like, I'm going to go do something with it. That's the harder thing. That's the thing I don't even want to do. But in my tarot reading, I got 10 of cups and it's like, you want this? Everyone wants the 10 of cups. It's like legacy. It's ultimate family happiness. But baby, like, Brittany, you gotta work, B. You gotta work, B. And you probably have to work harder than others. I came from the bottom. I got to the top. Like, I'm hearing those lyrics. Like, yup. So I think you've been sitting in this anger, and instead of just being like, it's valid, it's real, and next, so what am I gonna do about it? You're like, you're in that seething, like, but it's unfair. I have a 9 and 11-year-old, and do you know how many times with 2 little girls I hear it's unfair? And every time I'm like, yeah, you're usually right. It is unfair. What are we going to do about that? We going to stay here in a world and scream into the void, hey, it's unfair. Hey, this. I'm pointing out the reality, and this is unfair. Hi, unfair over here. And what? Yup. But what are we going to do about it? I feel like I just got something out. I feel like you just hit. Okay. I'm feeling better. I hope you're feeling better. You can still be pissed off. Use it. And I'm just here and be smart. And you will get to this king of coin. Counting monies, wearing jewels. Symbolically, though, because don't be materialistic. That's not the point of this either. but you will get what you want. It might not be about getting the gold. Like, remember this character? He was the crown was too big. He was like a faux king. He was a cheesy ass king. Don't be that. Be the energy of the king of coins. But don't be like, oh, I'm hustling, I'm cashing checks. It's not about the material gain. Question what you want in life, why you want it, and then go after it. That's what it is. That was that little piece missing. Right, pile one. I rock with you. I feel you. Do something about it. Harder decision. And I get it. It sucks. You get my empathy. But for your good, don't sit in it. Don't feel bad for yourself. I'm sorry I have to say that. It sucks hearing it. I will validate, but then also help you move on. There we go. That's it. That's it, pile one. Pile two. Refreshing. Water. Refreshing. You might be my little water signs. Cancer sun, Cancer moon, Scorpio rising. I'm in all the water. And we get a bad rap about crying in the corner. This is what a lot of people don't know about the water signs, especially Cancers, because you get that mother, you get that nurturing, you get the like, oh, we cry when we're sad and we're little empaths and we feel everything. When an Aries is pissed, I'm like, yeah, okay. When a Cancer is pissed off, baby, you better get out the way. Because those water signs, when they're angry, that's some scary stuff. I don't fear the ram. I don't fear the bull. I don't fear the archer. The crabs are the ones we gotta watch. Like, yeah, because we can be sneaky with our anger. We can hold on to it and unleash and be like, yeah, I'm over it. And come at you. We come at you sideways. So you are a water sign, sun, moon, or rising, or you are in your emotions, and that's a dangerous place. Probably more for other people around you than you. But mostly you. When you hurt others, you really hurt yourself. But been there. Been there. Do I want another yeah, I want Buffy. I want Buffy. I want it. I got it. I like it. Do you know Ariana is a Cancer? I see it. I want it. I like it. I bought it. Yeah, I'm getting Ariana. Like, you're a little powerhouse. That like little 4-foot nothing girl, like tiny little waif of a thing. You go, she falls over, but there is a power in her. That voice, those skills. Have you ever seen her do impressions like on SNL? Or now with my kids, I have to rewatch all the silly Nickelodeon shows. So I'm watching like the old school, the redhead Ariana that I never got in my youth, and I was like, we care about this? Oh, okay. I guess. Like, okay. So it's weird seeing that, but I'm like, she is a talented actress, a talented singer, funny as hell, which is surprising, but she's in this tiny little package. So I think you were underestimated. I just hit it. Yeah. Yeah. What do we got? 7 of Cups, but it came out reversed. You do not have choices. 7 of Cups really is cool because it's like, this is, the world is your oyster. You got so much floating around. Reversed is like, you stuck with something. I can appreciate that anger. I'll be pissed at that too. And I'm getting masking because on the Buffy one, it's a lot of the Halloween episode. Oh, because Ethan Reams is the person who he's a shady mofo. So I think some shady character is kind of running your life. And all these people are costumes. Like Buffy does the damsel in distress. She's the originally the warrior. This is what it is. Okay. So in this episode, she feels too powerful. She is the slayer and she's dating Angel. Inappropriate, which I feel like might apply to you. Um, and she's like, oh, he wants a damsel in distress. Cool. All you get with that is a distressed damsel. If someone needs you to dull your shine to be with them, I feel like I don't even need to. I can save that lecture because me just pointing that out, you get it. You get it. You might be living it, but you get it. So she becomes this old-fashioned damsel in distress, like, who, me? I need a knight in shining armor. Oh my, I can't possibly lift this book. It's just too heavy. Then Xander's feeling weak because he's like, my best friend can kick my ass even though she's a little girl and I don't have any superpowers and I live in this place of witches and warlocks and everyone has superpowers but me. So he gets to be a little soldier. He wants to be competent and like military-esque. And then Willow feels like, first of all, Buffy tries to force her to be like, oh, it's Halloween. Let's be like little trashy people. And she's like, I don't feel comfortable with that. So I kind of like that about Willow. She's like, I'll try it on. And then no, that's not my authentic self. I don't rock in knee-high boots and a halter top. I mean, she rocked in it, but you need to feel confident in yourself. I think all this is very telling. So ride with me on the symbolism. And then she felt like, oh, boys don't look at me because I'm not wearing fishnets and cleavage shirts and like I'm a smart academic person and turns out to have a ton of skill. But no one sees that. So I gotta be inauthentic. And she throws a sheet over herself to hide from the world and she turns into a ghost and then isn't seen by anyone because they're all three of them get that like gift of magi where it's like sometimes when you ask for what you want, you get it and it turns out not to be good. I'm getting that. I think the anger stems from very like the gift of magi comes from it's this couple and the woman has long flowing hair and they're both broke and they love each other and they're like, I want to give you a gift. It's so important. I might be the gift of magi. Anyway, the thing in my head, if it's not the gift of magi, this is what I'm thinking. So there's this couple, she has long flowing hair. She wants to buy him a gift because I'm so in love with you. I need a token to show you that. So she hacks off all her hair, sells it to get him a gift. Cool. He does the same thing. I am broke. I want to give her a gift to show her how much I love her. I need a token of my appreciation. I forget. I'm bad at storytelling, but roll with me. I'm forgetting little pieces. So he gets her a hairpin because he's like, God, she's this long flowing hair. So he sells something of his. Yes, they both sell something of theirs, and the gift they got each other is no longer of use. She can't pin up her hair because she sold it. Whatever she got him, whatever token, it's like, oh, well, I sold this. It doesn't apply now. And the lesson is like, you don't need to show people. You don't need tokens. You need to be your authentic self. They could have just been in love. They could have written each other a love letter expressing all your feelings. Like, my husband gave me a rock as an engagement ring, right? But the best gift he ever gave me was when he was proposing, he really wanted to have the right words. Like, to be like, we had been dating for 7 years. We both knew. I went ring shopping with him. Like, it wasn't going to be a surprise that we were getting married. We talked about it, I think, on our second date. So, but he's just like, I want to express how meaningful you are to me and humble myself in front of you and be the man you want me to be to live this life with me. So when and like for 6 months, I found all these little index cards around the house because he wrote so many like rough drafts of it, or all the things I love about Allie, or like what I should say. And it took him so much time. It doesn't take a lot to go to a jewelry store and throw down a credit card. Like, that's not very difficult. I mean, I love my ring, but like it is pretty, but it's meaningful because for me, when I look at it, when I think of being wed, I think of those 6 months of him writing and doing it. And when he actually proposed, him having this speech that was, he actually wrote it out. It's 3 pages of like the most meaningful thing to us. And those words, that letter, he said it, but he wrote it down to gift it to me. Like, that's more meaningful than anything from a jewelry store. So I think you are angry because you're wanting the wrong thing or you're going about it the wrong way. This isn't a someone else. I think this is you. I think this was reversed because you wanted lots of choices. You wanted all these maybe pretty shiny things. You wanted to dim yourself. You wanted the strength that you thought was there, but Xander had it because he didn't need these. Like you wanted something, your idea of it. Maybe you got it and it's not what you want. Like, yeah, maybe you got to the top and you're like, I sacrificed everything. I gave up so much, da 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 da. And then you got there and you're like, this didn't really make me happy. That should be something to anger you. But this is gonna be harsh. I think you're throwing your anger around because you're angry at the world, you're angry at the external, you're angry at all these things floating out. I think the anger needs to be itself. And I very would rarely say that. But that's what I'm getting from one card. Do I need more? I need more. But yeah. I will say though, Cordelia, they all got these things from a magic costumer. Ethan Rayne was the guy who gave it, which switched them to be, and then chaos ensued. Cordelia's just like, I wanted to be a cute cat. I'm a confident woman who tells people what I want, and I don't care if people like me. Like, this is who I am. Everyone thought Cordelia was a bee. I rocked with her. She's like, this is me. Done. She got a cat and she's like, yeah, I'm just a cute cat. I don't need to put on airs. There's another episode of Buffy where Buffy gets this curse. She thinks it's good for her. So I'm getting the like, you thought something was good, you got it, and it kind of brought you down. So she gets this gift of reading minds. It totally destroys her. But she's there and all her friends are around her and they each say something in their head and then say something out loud, and they're completely opposing. And Buffy's sitting there like, really? Cordelia's like, what she says in her head, she says word for word out loud. And I'm like, that's why I rock with her. That's why I rock with her. So as harsh as that was, if you're still with me, I think Cordelia's here for a reason to be like, rock with what you got. That it doesn't need to be changed. It doesn't need this pomp and circumstance. You don't need the gift. You don't need the promotion. You don't need the perfect partner. You don't need the XYZ. Like, you've got it. Yep, you've got it. Queen of Pentacles. This gaze got it. And the moon. So I think there is illusion, and Empress is energy of the deck. See how at peace she is? If you can just take all those critiques I gave you, this is what you'll have. This card always strikes me specifically in this deck because normally Queen of Pentacles is like power. Depicted in a way that's like, I'm making that coin. She's like, I got this. I know what I gotta do. I know who I am, and I got this. The moon is the illusion. The moon fits to me with this reversed. You're navigating in the dark. You need the light. I said this in a recent reading. I just noticed that. In this, there's a crescent moon, right? The just little sliver one. The waxing gibbons. I don't know, but I think the phases are really interesting. I can never get them right, but I like it. But the sun, it's almost like a full moon and a sun when they eclipse. It's kind of cool. You just have a little illusion left. I think the illusion's been chipped away. I felt like symbolic, it was a full moon, and now it's just a little crescent. So there's still a little illusion there. But what's behind it? The sun. So it's coming, it's emerging, especially if you can just sit with the discomfort of what I just said, and instead of getting more angry, go, she's right. I don't want her to be, but she is. Like, been there. Tarot kicks my ass. That's why I keep coming back. That's why I go to it, because it doesn't tell you what you want, it tells you what you need. These are all archetypes. Each card is a life struggle, a life thing, a life guidance that everyone goes through. Everyone goes through the fool's journey, whether they read the cards or not. What are you going to do with it, though? And that's why tarot is there. She's in a graveyard. I think you're going to be killing it, the queen, and then we get to the empress, right? But the empress is Drusilla. She's a little nutter, but I like that they picked the empress because she's not what you're expecting. There is a power in her, but not the typical, like, I'm a boss, babe. She's like reluctant to get there as a human. She was reluctant to become a vampire. But then she's like, oh, I'm psychic and I'm going to be the best vampire. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to love this. This was what I was meant. So yes, I'm getting the reverse 7 of chalices. I'm getting the empress. There's a reluctancy, but you need to go with that. You wanted something bright, shiny, career, partner, fill in the blank. You either got it or you're on the verge. It's all an illusion. You need to chill out. And you will be the empress, but not the version you want. Don't cut off your hair to buy your man something. Write a letter instead. There is another way to go about with what you were angry at, what the struggle is right now. And it might be like with anger, it's this puff up power. People think it's strength. People fear it. It's this emotion. Strength is quiet. Strength is this to me. She is a slayer, and if you walk by her, you'd be like, this itty bitty thing, this little Ariana Grande. Like the first time you heard Ariana sing, you're like, that voice came out of her? What? You have something there. You do not need to prove it to the world. You don't need all these options, baby. You need one. You need one thing. And I'm right to the moon. It's not what you think. It's the lesser choice. It's not the puffed up option. It might not be the pretty option. It might not be you're famous and rich. It might be something smaller, but that will be more meaningful. That will have more purpose. You're just going to keep living in that anger when you're chasing all these faux things. This specific episode didn't go right until the totem was smashed and the spell was broken, and Buffy's like, I'm myself again. Now I can kick ass. Willow's like, oh, now I'm seen. The spell went away. There is a spell on you, placed on you by someone else, by society. There is some sort of illusion. Some of you, I don't think it's self. I think it might have been imposed on you. I'm getting the smoke from this. It's hazy right now. You need clarity. You need to sit in that Empress power and realize that power already exists. You just need to tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. Yeah. You need that feminine energy of I'm just gonna be. even if it's discomfort. Yeah. Even if it's discomfort, sitting in this space that is uncomfortable is the harder thing. I taught meditation and everyone's like, I'm coming to chill out. I'm like, that's guided imagery meditation. And there's a moment for that like body scan, that like you listen to someone else's voice. Real meditation, kicks your ass. It's uncomfortable. Your knees hurt, your back hurts, your brain wanders, and you just keep having to come back. It's your mind is supposed to wander. The practice is I continually label and let go. Come back to my breath. Oh, this one. Yep, valid, but come back to it. Yep, my knees hurt. Yep, stay in it. Yep, you're uncomfortable. This is hard. This is unpleasant. Yeah, and you're still going to do it. It's not the like, find a comfy pillow, lay down, listen to a soothing voice that tells you to just drift away and float on a cloud. It's like, yeah, you have nonsense going on in your life and you have nonsense going on in your brain, and it's still there. And what you're going to do is be unaffected by it. Be unaffected by all the smoke, all the nonsense. That's what meditation is. It does not fix you. It does not change things. It gives you practice to be calm in the chaos. It doesn't get rid of the chaos. When you're done with meditation, your life has not been fixed. You did not get a promotion while you were like, your partner was like, oh, I am going to stop cheating. I am going to do this for you. Your life is still your life. It resets your brain, though. It resets. It gives you calm and chaos, which is such a gift. I was just talking about that in pile 1. I ride hard. I can be calm in chaos. That is my superpower. It doesn't change anything, but it lets me see more. Because when everyone's running around, I don't know what to do. They're not breathing. There's blood. There's this. There's that. It's like, okay. I'm going to do my little medical acronym. I know the order. Like, he's not breathing. This is what we do. There's a lot of blood. This is what we do. This person is in pain. This is what we do. Mass casualty incident. This is what we do. And I can subtract being chaotic. I'm a pretty dramatic person in my personal life. When I'm at work, I'm like, nope. I'm in this mindset. I'm doing my thing. When it gets scary, I can rise above and be like, this is what we got to do. I wouldn't look like a leader, but I'm like little, teenage EMT, little girl walking in, and I'm like, I can command the room. I have grown ass men. I worked at the VA. I'm like, a bunch of Marines are losing their shit. They're literally soldiers, and I can be like, cool, this is what we're doing. A, B, C, done. That's what she has. She's taking people's lives. She has superpowers. But you know what? Like, knowing that in yourself is like, yeah, I can sit back and do this. I'm capable as hell. I don't need to keep showing people. I can be the person when it all goes down that everyone turns to. Well, the whole time they've been underestimating me. And I rise above. Rise above. Stop trying to show other people all this fake strength, all this fake whatever you're doing. Be the Empress, be the Queen of Pentacles that you already are. This isn't like where you're going. This, and then the Wheel of Fortune, baby. That was underneath the Wheel of... You get what you want when you do this energy. When you do the meditation and go, yeah, it all sucks. And what? There's stuff still needs to get done. People are still bleeding. People still need to breathe. Like, you can do that. You are capable as hell. Stop trying to show people. Stop trying to doubt yourself. That's where that anger is coming from. I'm hearing resilience. That's the answer for you. Resilience. Yeah. If I was gonna tell you what you wanted to hear, like, world's your oyster, you keep going, girl, but just like, no. Tarot, what you need, not what you want. I felt like that needed to be said. All right. Pile 3. We'll get to it. But I already know. Pile 3. I just looked at the deck I was going to pick up and I already got the answer. Why you're angry, what's going on. I don't know what you need to do about it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I'll share. So pile 3. This is the cover. I'm going to say this in a delicate way because it's not to be taken lightly. She's trying to be very sexy, and I see fear and vulnerability in that. And when I got that specific sense, I think things have been thrust upon you. You have been hurt in certain ways. You should be angry about that. If you are female, but apply it to however you identify, I feel like men have hurt you in very unkind ways. I do not need to go further into detail, but I feel like you can understand what I'm saying. She is sexy as hell, and she looks scared as hell to me. I think that's where we're starting. So there's a heaviness to this anger, and there should be. Sometimes anger is an appropriate response. 8 of Cups, walk away. I think you came from men hurting you. I think you are around men hurting you, and I think this is the answer. 8 of Cups, the definition of the card is literally walking away from something hurting you. I got this in my reading today, and I looked it up, and what was that term? Mindful leaving. Intentionally leaving a situation. Intentionality about leaving. So I think there might be some stuckness. I think you need to be smart about leaving. This isn't me judging your situation. I think there is a reality that is keeping you there, and a lot of life hard factors that are keeping you there. I think you are scared. In addition to being angry, I feel a scale. I think it's anger, then fear. Anger, then fear. Yeah, that's coming out. Well, let's keep going. You need more. I'm angry for you. You know what? We don't need anything further from the deck. I needed that cover picture. I needed this, and I instantly looked over at Healing Bones Oracle. This is at the center of your reading. This is the answer. If you're rocking with me, you know the pain you're in. And I'm real sorry about that. This is the answer. But I think this is the deck we needed. I brought this down and I was like, this doesn't fit, but I tried to not doubt myself specifically with tarot. So this isn't tarot. These are more oracle cards. But I think we got all the answers we need. But it's hard. I get life practicality. I get circumstances. I understand. I guarantee you people have told you get up and go. There is a reality of not being able to leave some circumstances. Oh, that hit. I think that's where you're at right now. Ooh. I desperately right now want to give you good news and give you a list of resources. But just because I want doesn't mean that that's real. So I think you're in it. I'm not saying that's where you're going to be. That's where you should be. But I understand the ignorance of other people when they're like, yeah, you don't like this situation, just get up and go. And sometimes that's good advice, but sometimes it's not in the moment a practicality that you can get to. So I just want to let you know I understand that. And I'm not diminishing by saying, girl, just leave. Boy, pack your bag and get out of there. I say that with the understanding that there is more to it. But it is still the advice. I say that to you in a kind way, though. Again, with an understanding, and I understand it might not be immediate. I'm not going to share. I'm just going to tell you I understand. And there are also people who understand. They don't advertise it. But there's I'm going to stick with it. There is women who have come before. There are women currently in this situation. There is a lot. But when I think of someone going through this scenario, I do see strength. Just to endure, I feel the strength. Just for you to wake up and live a life is strength. Keep going. It will get better, but it's going to be hard. And I'm not diminishing what you went through. This one. Card is lips. It has some words that blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm getting for you. I think you need to speak to someone. I think you need to speak up about what's going on or what has gone on. And I think you need to talk to maybe a professional, a therapist, a social worker. There are resources. It is scary to talk about it. It is extremely scary to talk about it. I think that's where the healing starts, though. And maybe it's baby steps for you. Maybe it's writing it down in a journal first to then be able to go tell a trusted friend or family member, to then be able to go talk to a professional about it, to any resource, like to go speak up to the police if you need to. Yeah, I don't think we need any other cards. Speaking up, as hard as it is, will heal you. I see the word whisper, so I think it starts small at first. Let this be the whisper in your ear. There are others. There is protection. There are resources. I know it doesn't feel like it. I know it's not easy to get to those things. I think speaking up, as tough as that seems right now, is the way to go about it. Yeah, I feel like as hard as that is for you, because I can feel the trepidation, I can feel the resistance. Doing that will spark something. You will have another person help navigate you. I don't think you can do this on your own. I don't know who that is, but it involves speaking up, being smart about it, doing it with trusted people, but speaking up. And I'll leave it at that because there's a large interpretation. I'm being vague on purpose. But I think I'll leave it at that. And I'm so sorry. But you are a survivor, and survivors are strong as hell. Maybe physical strength too. Like, I know when I lift heavy weights, I did jujitsu, I learned to box. It's not just a physical strength, it's a mental strength too. It's a practicality, but there is more to it. I learned to run fast. I learned to hit hard. I learned to do arm locks and other things. Uh, it's not just it's not the practicality of using those skills, but knowing I carried that, knowing I can lift my own body weight. I can deadlift more than I weigh multiple times. I can carry people out of, I can lift a body, throw it over my shoulder, and run if I need to. Like, knowing I had that strength and the constant training, because I don't think you're in a situation where it's like, yeah, you're going to be a triple black belt and kick everyone's ass. Sometimes that faux strength, like when I used to teach boxing, I was like, you're looking at this the wrong way. What happens when it goes down to the ground? You thinking you're tough sometimes works against you in a practical situation. So I'm not saying that. I'm trying to be very clear. The feeling you get from training 3-4 times a week on it, though, that feels better. That felt better to me. Like, I might lift, I might have done jujitsu, I might have done boxing. If I'm a dark alley with a scary dude, like, I'm running and calling 911. I am not like, woo, I got this. Like, I'm not trying to impose on you to like go that route. And I think, especially speaking to women, we have to be extremely practical. But the act of learning it, the competence, the consistent training, the endorphins, the physicality, all the things you get while learning it, I carry with me and makes me feel better. But I also understand a reality. Yeah. So I think that will help you mentally less than physically. And I will leave it at that. And I want to go back to Buffy for general messages, but I need a moment to just, whew. Yeah. I think we all need a moment. Breathe with me. Okay. General messages. I started this, if you heard the intro, because I was fired up. I came in hot. and I didn't know what to do with it. I did all my like, I do walks, I do meditation, I do tarot, I talk it out, and nothing was hitting today. And I really said to myself, it was struck me like this anger needs to be used to help people. You're channeling this to help people, and especially with pile 3, but just all of them. I feel this isn't humble, but I feel like maybe I've helped a couple of people along the way. And now I just recognize that that anger that I started with, like if you saw me in that intro and that energy and then come to this energy, I feel like I'm so much more settled. I think the general message is when we help others, we feel better about ourselves. When we take what we're good at or what we have this weird skill in and use it for the greater good, it helps us. It's very selfish to help other people in the best way. I think that has a lot to do with the general message. I think it's this one. The Emperor. We can all sit in our power when we're of service. She's a slayer. This gift is imposed on her. She does not want it. She just wants to be a normal teenage girl who goes to the mall and hangs out with her friends, and they're like, you're gonna save the world a few times. She's like, I don't want it. But this character is at her best when she is helping others, even if it's reluctant. The episode that just came to mind is on her birthday, she has to lose her powers, her physical strength, because she's, bestowed, like, she's a little girl, but she's a vampire slayer. Like, she has, like, I can just lift up and throw and launch, and she has this physicality in her. It's just, a superpower. And it's imposed on, everything is imposed on her. So I feel like that's fitting. And they trap her in this house with like a super vampire, a serial killer when he was human, and then made him a vampire, and then starve him and abuse him just so he's at his worst. He's a stalker, he's a predator, and they're like, cool, happy birthday, Buff, like, here you go, you get to be locked in a house with him. Oh, and we're subtracting all your superpowers, because we can't rely on that. And she outsmarts him. She is clearly the weaker person. And she still does it. And I think symbolically that's kind of where we're all at. We feel weak. That's when anger triggers for me. When I'm vulnerable, when I'm weak, like that's a scary place for me to be. When I'm scared, I pull out anger because it's easy. And you don't feel weak when you're angry. You feel like you have those beer muscles, like you can go fight the world. You can't, but you feel like that anger fires you up. And I think this is telling us to rely, one, on our instincts. She didn't feel bad for herself. She wasn't a victim. She easily could. Like, this is my birthday and I'm trapped in this house with this dude and you took away my powers. Like, talk about the world done did you wrong. So I think that's applicable to what you're going through. She has to get over it real quick because he's got her mom. He's gonna kill her and her family and her friends and her watchers. And she's like, cool. None of my feelings serve a purpose right now. Me being angry me feeling like a victim, me being sad, me feeling justified does nothing to save anyone right now. But she settles and she figures out a way to get out of it. She tricks him with her intellect. She makes she makes this more powerful man believe it's his idea. What he does is he wants to take these pills, which I think might be speaking of addictions or other things people are using around you, which increases people's anger. And so she grabs it and pretends to do it and lets him think, oh, he got them back from her, when she wanted him to do that, because what she did was she took holy water, this is a vampire we're talking about symbolically, and put it in a glass, a drinking glass, right by him. So when he took the pill, he drank the holy water. What kills a vampire? A glass of holy water does it. She couldn't fight him. She couldn't stake him. She couldn't, use physicality. She had to use her brain. She had to have him think it was his. She had to put herself in a weak position and be vulnerable. And that's how she saved her mom. That's how she saved her watcher. That's how she saved herself. So I think this reading has been real symbolic. I think I've been purposely vague on certain points, but I think there are some people that are understanding. If this is murky for you, it is not for you. If you can understand the undertone, you're here. And I'm sorry you're here, because it's not a fun place to be. But yeah, something's being unearthed. Use your mind, use your intellect, use your resources. It feels horrible. It feels like a crappy birthday you're stuck in with a murderous vampire, what you're going through right now. But the anger doesn't serve you. Channel it elsewhere. Be smart about it and make really, really good decisions, even if they suck. Because I really, really wanted to eat a huge, greasy, fat, gross sub today, but I'm going to go have a salad. So, make good decisions. That is what I will leave you with, my friends. I hope this helped. I'm sorry what you're going through, but there is a light. There is a light. There's this book, something about purpose, man and purpose and meaning. I'm butchering it, but Google. It was written by a man who survived the Holocaust. He was in a camp. He got out. He had all the things happen to him that you would think after surviving that, all the PTSD, all that. And then he went, I'm going to find the silver lining in life. And he really, people knowing his life are like, dude, you need to write a book. And he just did not want to. He's like, I don't want to share this with the world. I don't want to go back to it. I want to ignore it. But goddamn, it might help some people. And he wrote it in 2 weeks because he was like, this hurts so much. I just need to get it out. If you're struggling, I think that book is helpful, because I can't think of a worse place to be than a concentration camp and still go, I'm gonna find meaning. I'm gonna find the silver lining, and they will not break me, and I will survive. So I'm really feeling like that has a lot to do with some of the people, especially if you were pile 3. I will put it on the screen. I can't remember the book, but it's easily found. It's easily known. It's helpful because when you think all is lost, if someone in that circumstance can say, no, all truly is never lost. It might feel like it though, and maybe that's where the anger is coming from. So valid. But what are you going to do with it? I will leave you with that, my friend.